Good morning. I'm making a chocolate espresso-nut torte today. It's very good. So let's get started on Doreen's table. I'm going to start with 1 cup of roasted skinless hazelnut. Now you can do your own, but let me tell you, it is so much work no matter what method you use. So I bought them on Amazon, a 1-pound package, and they were great. So we're going to pulse these with the dark brown sugar. Now we're going to put it in a bowl and set this aside for a little bit later. I'm going to beat my egg whites so they'll be ready when it's time to use them. We want stiff peaks. Well, that's all done. So we'll set this aside. Now I'm going to take my butter and sugar and cream it. And then I'm going to add 1 egg yolk at a time, and I have a total of 5 egg yolks here. This turned out so well. I was so pleased with it. It was very rich, but really not overly sweet, which surprised me. So we'll scrape down the bowl. And now I'm going to add the espresso powder and the salt and the almond extract. You could use vanilla if you choose to. All right, so we'll beat this well. Scrape down the sides again. Now this is the melted chocolate. I did this at the very beginning. I did it in short bursts in the microwave. Make sure you beat it well in between. I did 30 seconds, stirred it up real well, and then did 20 seconds. Really stir it well. You don't need to heat it more than that. I set it aside to cool. So we're going to add that to this egg, sugar, butter mixture. Next will be the hazelnut brown sugar mixture. I'll do about 1/2 of it at a time. So fold that in, mix it. I love hazelnuts. I love the taste of hazelnuts. Now the rest of it. This torte was really very easy to make. So now I'm going to fold in my egg whites. This will give it a little bit lighter texture. Keep folding until it's mixed well. There we go. Now I'm going to set this aside. Here's my pan. I greased the pan first. Then I put in a parchment sheet. I greased that again, and then I sprinkled it with unsweetened cocoa. Into the pan we'll go, and we'll smooth it out. I've already preheated my oven. Smooth it out. And then I'm going to pat it on the table to make sure there's no air bubbles, and into the oven at 375 degrees. And it'll be between 35 and 45 minutes. Be sure to test it with a toothpick. Now I let it cool completely before I remove the sides. Let it cool in the pan completely before you remove the side. And now the parchment paper. Bring to a boil the heavy cream. We're going to make the ganache. The torte is completely cool. I'm going to bring the whipped cream to a boil and then pour it over 6 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. Let it sit for a few minutes and then stir. After whisking, let it sit for about 30 minutes to cool off and to have a good spreading consistency. You don't want it real runny. You want to be able to spread it on the sides with this spatula, and if it's too warm, it won't stay on the sides. It'll just drip all down. So give it that cooling time after you make the ganache. I decided to use pecans on mine. I prefer pecans to almonds, although the almonds do look very pretty, but I just, this little Texas girl likes her pecans. After putting the pecans on here, I'm going to let this refrigerate for 30 minutes to an hour to set before cutting it. Chocolate Espresso-Nut Torte. When I saw this recipe, I knew I had to try it. It's an intensely rich and nutty chocolate cake with the kick of espresso that contrasts with the sweetness of dark chocolate. It's a cake you would buy at a coffee shop, except you get to decide how big of a slice you want. It's also flourless, so it's naturally gluten-free, another plus, and really it's easy to put together. My husband took 1,000 pictures of this cake, but these are the best of the best. He says it was very photogenic, and you could see he's right. I hope you will make this for your family soon, and if you do, please let me know in the comments what you think. You can find this recipe at darlenestable.com with all the ingredients so you can make this yourself. I also put a direct link in the video description and also in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider giving us a like and subscribing. That way you can keep up with what is going on right here on Darlene's Table.